Howdy everyone, and welcome to the stream. I see y'all started counting down the the stream starting. How are y'all doing? Hopefully all right. Today we're going to be designing some new enemies. We have a few already. This week I'm going to be hopefully implementing some more enemies. So I'm going to be designing some today, drawing them out, getting some concept art. This weekend I'll animate them, get their AI going, and everything like that. Let me right quick before we get started. I'll show you what I have so far. Not a lot to show, but there's a really cool thing that I did that has been plaguing this devlog for a while now. But first, let's look at this beautiful new tree that I made. Look at that. Not too bad. Still got a little rough around here, but you know. But check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Oh, I fixed where the shadows don't overlap now, and that's using a bit of magic. Not sure how, like, it's a little, maybe it might be a little weird here since there's no shadow under the player, but we can figure that out when we get there. But yeah, that's really cool. I really like this. And yeah, we did that. And I've been sort of sketching things, trying to come up with concept art. And here's a brick wall that I've got for like the dungeon area that when we get to that point. Trying to get some concepts going for it, but you know, we'll get there. So today we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. That's a problem for the future. I once tried making something like Godot, but all I can make with a single jeez, with a single block fall. And then my computer crashed. Well, that can't be good. Gotta figure out why that computer crashed. If it was a loop or something, an infinite loop, that's not good. So yes, we're going to be drawing some enemies today. Now we have, I asked in the Discord yesterday, like what they wanted to do. They said they wanted to do some enemies. And so we asked for ideas for enemies. And one of the things that came up was a brute. So like an orc or a troll or something like that. Some big brawny thing. And this will be an elite enemy. It's not like a mini boss. It's not really like a boss. What it is you'll encounter every now and again. Not super uncommon, but you know, something that you probably encounter every so often. And this will be a tough enemy. Like you might have to spend an extra 3 times as long fighting it, kind of thing. So that's the idea. Now, this is going to be an undead brute, a skelly brute. But I would like for it to have a not dead, not undead, of course, but not dead version of this orc or troll or whatever we decide to go with. So we'll probably design at least an outline, like a silhouette, and get a concept going for the original brute, and then do the skelly brute version of it. Because what I'm thinking is we'll do the skelly brute first. This will be in the demo, and then later on you meet the true version of it. And this is like even bigger and badder, you know, like it's got muscles and all that kind of stuff. Like skellies. Kind of maybe the implication is that skellies are like a lesser form, but they outnumber. So you fight this big brawny looking thing. I think that'd be cool. Will there be 1 brute and 5 normal skellies? I mean, that's an awful specific number. I haven't thought about how many, but yeah, like that's the general idea. Is you'll have like 1 brute and then multiple enemies, small enemies, and so you sort of have to pick which one you want to focus on. Like the best way I can think to put it would be like if you've ever played Dragon Age Origins, maybe Inquisition. Actually, I think they did have it at the very start of Inquisitions. I didn't play past the beginning, though. But in Dragon Age, they had these big brawny things. Like, that's the general idea here. Like, you would fight one, it would take you maybe 3 or 4 times as long to kill it, depending on when you fought it. When you first fought it, it was actually like a boss. And then after that, it sort of became just an elite enemy. Wasn't too strong. Nothing like that. So, let's bring in a skelly right quick for reference for things like color and all that good stuff. So, let me pop this open. My files are starting to get big. It's getting difficult to find everything. So, bring this here. Alright, so this is our skelly so far. We'll bring this over here just to have to look at. You're going to get over there. Thank you, sir. All right, and then we'll draw this guy. And we are set to go. We're going to have the player for reference so we can get an idea. I would like for this to be pretty big. Like, one thing like you notice with that tree is, you know, it's a pretty big tree, like compared to what you see in most games. That's sort of the, I like big things in games like this. So like I want to do big trees, want to have some big enemies, that kind of thing. So that's the idea. Go ahead and stop that. All right, and then let's catch up the chat a little bit. Use Construct. I've never used it. I know Tim Russell uses it. I think he still uses it. I know he used Godot there for a bit. Let me familiarize myself with these colors. I wish you would load in the default palette, just so I can get an idea for which ones are what. There's that for that. I think I did them in order, specifically. Yeah. And we're only using 3? Interesting. I would have thought I used 4. All right. So yeah, these 3 colors are typical Skelly stuff. We can stray from that, of course. Let's see, what color palette are you using? I am using my own. I advise you make your own. It's nice to when you're starting out to use pre-made ones, but if you want to learn how to pick your own colors, I suggest you make your own. There's information about that in the description. So yeah, because I mean, it's very important that you pick your own colors, like to get your own style, and you learn how to do that kind of thing. Like you don't have to do it, but it really helps go a long way towards your style. Because as you can see, this is my style. Like you can, and the colors contribute a lot to that. Let's see. Howdy, howdy, everyone. All the highs. Let's see. You would use Construct if you had money to buy the full version. Isn't 2 free? Or am I wrong about that one? I thought it was. Alright, so, big brute guy. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe twice as tall as the player. We're going to get the silhouette going first. And then we'll worry about all that kind of thing. What kind of head do we want? I'm thinking tiny head. Big body, tiny head maybe. Like not really, really tiny. But like just the big body. And tiny head. Smaller lower body. Now this, you know, we're just sketching things out here. We may not like it. We might decide to change it. It's all part of the process. I kind of like the way we've been doing feet so far. Like we have these little nubs. We'll probably just keep doing that. Just put it in like it. This is nowhere near a thing. This kind of reminds me of the Iron Maiden. I think that's an Enter the Gungeon. So yeah. So bring that down as well. All right. So what we're trying to do when we get these silhouettes going is sort of figure out his posture. Like, how does he stand? What makes him look unique compared to everything else? If you can make your silhouette look unique, your character is going to look unique. Hey, I love this design. Keep it up as a perfection. Well, thank you. Let's see. Will there be Cyclops? I was thinking about that, Mark. We could do like this could be a Cyclops. So, like, I don't have a specific type of brute that I want to do. I just know that I want to make a big thing. So we could certainly go with a Cyclops. Everything is out in the open. Now, one thing I want to consider, because all I have right now is the type of enemy. And I haven't really considered what the enemy does. Like, what makes this, like, what is his attack pattern? What is some interesting information about this character? That kind of thing. He's standing really straight. I wanted to sort of fix that a little bit. Or Bigfoot Yeti. We could do a Yeti. Yeti would be interesting. Oh, another thing I was thinking of. Let me y'all can let me know what you think about this. Is you've noticed, like, I started out doing the forest theme for the game, and an idea that I had recently was to sort of lean in on that. One of my favorite pastimes as a kid was just hanging out in the woods. I spent a lot of time in the woods as a kid. And we could make this game about a forest. Like, not just one single biome, though. We'd have, like, a whole bunch of different types of biomes. Like a dark forest, poisonous kind of thing, you know, just very bunch of different, like a redwood forest. You just sort of lean in on that concept. This is terrible. And something I think would also be cool with that, as I said before, I didn't really want to do a desert biome, but I think if we were to lean into a forest for most of the game and have different forest biomes, if we threw in like a wasteland type thing all of a sudden, that would probably be a little unsettling to the player. Like imagine you've been playing for 5 hours in this heavily dense forested area, then all of a sudden you're introduced to this desert. I think people are like, whoa, what's going on here? I think that could be interesting. This guy, he's looking a little like a person. Head might be too big. So we're going to bring that down a little bit. So yeah, you think the skelly should be hunched over to appear more potent? Yeah, we're going to figure that out in a second. It should be a spin move. Well, hold on, probably talking about something else. Make him have long arms, small head, kind of dumb. Very small legs. Very small legs. We could do that. Oops. Maybe even thinner legs. That's all right. All right. On the scale, let's see. How you rate your 2D drawing skills? I think I'm a 1 or 2. I am about a 2, 3. Like I don't think I'm that good, to be honest. I just got lucky with some things. I spent a lot of time. If you push pixels around long enough, you'll figure it out. And that's sort of what I do. Like I spent an entire day drawing that tree I showed earlier. Well, not that one, but I spent I drew 4 trees yesterday. And then I was like, okay, that one's good enough. Let's see. What if he has such good posture he's actually leaning back, but his chest puffed out? We could do chest puffed out. I'm wanting to do something brutish, like I'm thinking hunched over actually. Just sort of like, just I don't know how to put it. Like he's if you got this guy with his chest out, I'm thinking, he's very I don't know how to put it. Like makes me think of like a superhero or a bodybuilder or something like that. But if we've got this sort of low intelligent hunch, sort of troll like thing, that's what I'm wanting to lean more towards. So I'm wanting to hunch him over. Go with that. Bones curl with rigor mortis sets in. If it's bones. Very intimidating. Skelly as Superman. Skelly Superman. We could do superhero. Like what it made me think of was like a lucha libre, whatever you call them. Like those big wrestlers with the masks and stuff. It just turns out he's a troll. No, but that would be funny. Okay. I like what we did with the legs here. I like how they went small. That's kind of interesting. Let's see. He's chunky. He's going to be a chunky boy. He is going to be chunky. All right. I'm trying to think. That's the fun part about getting these silhouettes. It's like, how do you make him look interesting? Like if you bring the arms in, it sort of changes that. But with the silhouettes, like that's the first thing you see is the silhouette. So like you have to consider all that stuff. Really good practice, I think. Oops. All right. Might just have to bring that in a little bit. I still want him to hunch over a bit. If something hunches over, I'm thinking it bends his knees a little bit. Maybe. So what if we bring these forward a little bit and then bring these back? Just a derpy idea, make him very short and dwarfy, but he's strong and has a decent amount of health. Now I'm wanting to we can do that for another time, but I'm wanting to have just a big, very tall, intimidating, brutish looking guy. But yeah, we could do short and derpy another time for sure. Head down and forward. Oh, yes. That is a really good idea. Thank you, Jake. And we could have like a... Oh, that's looking good already. Alright. Okay. What if... Now the hunch... The legs looks like a little different now. Bring this up a little bit. Don't usually block out body parts with different colors. I do. That's more for animating. It's... You can do that. It still sort of influences... It's not the pure silhouette, though, when you do that. So it depends on what I'm doing. Like right now I'm going for pure silhouette. I don't want the different colors to sort of throw off my my image of the silhouette. If he has a weapon, it should be a fallen tree trunk to go with the force vibe. Yeah, that's very cliche. But I have no problem with that. But is there a way we can make that interesting? But I don't think we have to. I think that's fine. Yeah, we'll see. He is looking very humanoid, though. What if... Okay, let's go with some... I was thinking horns, maybe. Some kind of... Nothing too big. Just something to sort of give him a little bit of character. He throws angry squirrels at you. No. It's going to have to come in a lot. Or we could have more tusk-like horns. What if you use nearby skeletons to throw... Oh, that's an interesting idea. I'm going to jot that down. Because I like the idea of big enemies that use other enemies to get what they need. I think that's interesting. I've always like anytime I see that in like a style of enemy or something, I was like, that's pretty interesting. So what I'm thinking, you won't be able to see it much in the silhouette, but maybe let's go ahead and do this here. Sort of get an idea of what these tusks might look like. Or maybe not as big. Closer together. Maybe he stays at the back of the fight. He spawns graveyards that spawn skeletons and only the skeletons fight. Now I want this guy to be like, he's right up there in the front. We could have some kind of spawners type stuff. He was talking earlier in a previous enemy stream about like a necromancer skeleton, which I think is interesting. So we could have like we could have something like that. But I think like this guy is gonna be foremost in front. Like you have to deal with him now. I think spawner mechanics is more for a passive type of enemy. A mage brute with an orb in his ribcage. Oh, that is an interesting idea. Oh, that's really good. Not something we'll do right now, though, but I really like that idea for a future thing. Because usually with mage enemies, they're really squishy. They're really powerful, but they're really squishy, so you want to get rid of them really quickly. But imagine like a brutish mage. Like, he's not going down quickly. You have to sort of take that into consideration. This looks like a mustache. We're not going to go with that. Okay. We'll go back to the horns on the head, I think. With the front-facing tusk, he kind of looks like a minotaur. Yeah, he looked weird. Hello, what are you drawing? I am drawing the brute that you suggested, Marrero. This is the brute. And it's going to be interesting since the skeleton version of this because like we're looking at his muscles and stuff like that right now. But the skeleton version is not going to have that. He's going to have, I guess, big bones. Looks nice, but thank you. Well, I think this is, I kind of forgot here, but this is the actual brute, like before he's a skeleton. But we're going to transfer that into a skeleton. Looks like he's about to do a dance. That leg's really thick, though. So I want to whittle that down somehow. Thick boned, yeah, he's a big boy. Let's see. Yep. Is it reasonable that an elite would have some armor? Yes, we could have some armor on him. Probably not like a plate armor or anything, but something more barbaric. I like that idea. If we give him a more square jaw. Bring this down a bit. Maybe the arms are a bit too big. H-Sprite is the best. If you can palette it, it's free. Yeah. Maybe you can look through his ribcage. We could do that, certainly. Now, when I got rid of that arm there, it made him look timid, which is interesting. I have to maybe see why. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I lowered his posture. So I'm thinking if we bring up his shoulders, like he's sort of prepared himself, I think we could, yeah, I think that'll look good. So that'll be what we focus on, like sort of, probably not too much though, because it seems like it loses the effect some. Okay. Looks like a burglar with a sack on his back. Yeah, wish you hadn't said that, but yeah, it kind of does. My good hand. It looks like he's about to smack you. Okay. The hands look like wings. I don't see it. That's, you don't like it? I don't think it's too bad. The skeleton is circular. Maybe experiment with different shapes. Arm stumps. I don't know what y'all talking about. I think it looks pretty dang good. Y'all being silly. Silly people. No. Is that Lofo sees himself? we should have something like that kind of reference. If we have them meet each other. That would be funny. Is he meant to look buff or just big? He's meant to look very top heavy. I was hoping for more brutish, though. I think I've lost that. Reminds me of the god from Tom and Jerry whenever he puffed up the chest. Let's see. A lot more arm. Maybe exaggerating the horns a bit more. I was hoping to keep them tiny, but yeah, we could try it. Imagine there's a cutscene or something where Lofo does something like he goes to check check out something in the dark or something, and then you like some kind of mage thing, and then you see this silhouette coming out of the smoke, and you think it's Lawfo somehow turned massive, or like you think he's went into this little rampage transformation type thing, and then it pops out a little Lawfo, and then the smoke clears, and there's a big orc behind him. At least could have a special attack that's only available to them. I mean, most enemies are going to have their own special attack. What I'm thinking, maybe we lower this a bit. When I think brute, I think beefy, overly disproportioned arms. And they look? Do they not look overly proportioned to you? I think these arms are massive. Maybe thin the legs a bit. Maybe. It's getting to be comical though. Oops. What if we sort of broaden this a little bit? Taper the legs towards the feet. Should have tapered. I think I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. It's terrible. Hello from Switzerland. First time joining your live stream. Was just a silent game endeavor. Epicure until now. Well, Howdy. Welcome to the stream, bud. Wonder what kind of bosses he can make. We'll be doing that very soon. That's terrible. I have been working on sort of the concept art and stuff for the dungeon, trying to get it together. It's slow progress. Like, I can code anything like really quickly. Code's not an issue. Getting me to draw stuff is when I sort of start slowing down. So I'm trying to balance it out to where I do some coding stuff and some drawing stuff. So I'm doing a little bit here and there. I love your art so much, but thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Are you going to make the full enemy or just a sketch? We'll make the full enemy once we get the silhouette figured out. I think. I still don't like his feet posture. Let me look up some references. Does anybody know what those orcs are called in the Dragon's Age? Are they orcs? Or troll? Kind of see I want to see how they stand. Darkspawn. No, Darkspawn is the general term for them. I think it's pretty good at the moment. It's for the most part, but I don't like his hips and everything from the hips down. Let's see. If I can just sort of see how they stand, get an idea for what brute looks like. Here's a rock troll. Let's look at that. Nope, that would be rock. What is it? Witcher 3 that had the rock trolls? Gorilla pics. We could do that. Let's pull this out here. Sometimes, man, Pinterest is great. Sometimes it's just terrible. Gorilla. Is that how it's spelled? No, that's pretty sure it's 2 L's, huh? 1 R? Nobody knows. Okay. We want one that's sort of standing up on 2 legs. That might be difficult to find. This guy's not too bad. Nothing else. Okay. Alright, there's a good one. If we just have to imagine this from the side. So he's got his forward body leaning, front body leaning forward. And that's his walk. If we could get a stance, I would like that. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. So, he said forward body leaning. Maybe we could pull this back a little more. And then he had this up more, this back. How many people watching? Impressive. Love your work, man. Hopefully your game blows up. Just don't forget me. I have been on this journey since used to be McNoob. I was wondering where you went, McNoob. Good to see you, bud. Usually you tell me who you are when you join the streams. Let's see. The brute could do a war horn, an enemy. If I would, like you're talking about, like a warning, like a gathering attention type thing. If I were to do that, I would think I would do it with like a specific type of like a smaller enemy. Like, I would imagine an enemy, like a tinier enemy, would try to get this guy's attention. He's not trying to get people's attention. People are trying to get his attention. That's a silhouette of a maximum chat if I ever seen one. There you go. Still trying to get it, but we'll get there. And I think, actually, one of the things that's throwing me off is that this here is lower down. Oops. Which is weird because you want to make sure that you're higher up, like on that kind of thing. So let's bring that up. Probably too far. Oh, just tearing this up. Yeah. Or we could bring this down. It's just funny how just a couple pixels will ruin your silhouette. Do you think, Zach, if this were an enemy with a horn, what would it look like? What think like this? If there was an enemy with a horn, what would I look like? Like horns on its head, or are we talking about the other thing? I'm trying to think. Like, it is difficult to get this guy to look like he's primitive without making him look like he's squatting for a poop. But once we get to that point, we'll be good. We can start drawing this guy out. Without question, a lot of players may not be interested in continuing to play. This is just a random factor. Is that a part of a bigger conversation? Yeah. Give him proper power stance. He needs. Well, that's what we're working on. Is that it? We're trying to figure out what that power stance is. Right now, it looks like he's just squatting in the woods. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I might have did that too much. Terrible. His body looks like a gorilla and a Chad. Gorilla's fine. Like if he looks like a gorilla, that's cool with me. Because that's sort of, I mean, it's not exactly what we're going for, but I don't see any issue with that. With this guy, because we want him to look just very primitive. You know, primitive is a good word, I think. Man. What if we... I'm about to start just drawing in and fixing it later. I really don't like that, but we've spent way too long just getting the silhouette going. Just Google references for power... Oh, that's a good one. That's a silly one. I should have done that previously. Power stance, and maybe we'll get some... Hopefully we don't get any nude models. Why does that bring up cars? Pose reference. I'll bring this over here. Well, it's not really a power stance either that I'm looking for. Power stance sounds like a bodybuilder type thing. What I'm looking more is just like a low intelligent being. Very like Skyrim's trolls. But I think they walk on their all fours. When they're not, do they? No, I don't know that they're. I think they're very gorilla-like, which is not the worst thing. But I am trying to go for more orcish, like trollish. Let's see. I almost like that, but I feel like it's a little too straight. Yeah, the Chad bod. I mean, I feel like anytime we're gonna, if y'all think this is a Chad, then anytime we do a brutish character, you're probably gonna think that. I think we're gonna bring this out more. Like not bring it out more, but bring it in more, like this. Makes him look a little more commanding, a little less low intelligence, like more intelligent. But I'm not against that either. We are experimenting to try to figure out what we want. And this can go towards the design of the actual character, like how he behaves and kind of thing. This is not bad. This is not bad. Let's fix this up. I think we might be onto something. To make it more brutish, move his head forward. Okay. Oh, I like it. Okay, we are almost there. Just got to figure out these feet. I like this because it kind of looks like he's a commander, and I'm cool with that. I mean, granted, I didn't expect because this is like the orc version. We're still going to use the same posture for the undead one. We'll just have to figure out how the bones are going to work. Team stump feet. There you go. I like stumpy feet. Okay. This is not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think maybe we try bringing it more this way. Nah. I think we'll go with this for now. Could give him big boots. That would be an interesting thing. Well, this right here is the... He's not the skeleton version. So this is gonna be more like a wild version, like a wild monster, wild creature kind of thing. However, in the as raised as the undead, he could be raised like he could serve a commander role. Okay, I like this. We're gonna go with this. All right, I'm going to duplicate this in case we need to use it for anything later. He could headbutt with his horns. Could do that. That is true. That is true. All right, so let's get that silhouette going. Now this is, we said we wanted to do the undead one here. This is the, we'll sketch them out real quick. Usually coloring's the easy part. The silhouettes is the hard part. Once you get the silhouette down, the rest it's just filling in the spaces. He can use his arms to launch himself. Yeah, I like the headbutt thing. Round is not an aggressive shape. What are we talking about here? His feet should be rounded. Oh no. I'm going to be using this style of feet probably for everybody, for the most part. He could use or sprint. Is this a normal boss or normal mob or mid boss? This is an elite mob, so it's not going to be a common encounter. But when you do it's not uncommon either. Did you rework your main character? No. We tried to and it failed. That was a rough week. That was a rough one. But no, we didn't get through. We took some shots at it, didn't get anything done. We did get the female character sort of started though. Stomping the ground with his fist to create earthquakes. Could do that. So yeah, let's think of some attacks for this guy. Because that's what I'm going to be doing either tonight or tomorrow. And let's think about colors we want to use. What color do we want to make this guy? Let's try fleshy. See what that looks like. And then we can maybe sort of gray it out, make a little darker colors, I'm thinking. So it doesn't look, because we don't want him to look human. But we're just going to fill in these shapes. We can tweak the colors later. Charge and slam attack. Yeah, I think he's probably going to need some kind of a charge attack. I really like the idea of him picking up skellies and throwing them. It's interesting that if he does take the commander role, how he's going to sort of have his, because I didn't think of I don't know, I didn't think of him as being respectable, I don't know, the whole throwing an enemy, throwing the guy at him kind of thing, just doing whatever he can. But it'll be funny, with the whole, if we still go with the whole low intelligent type thing, and I don't know. Terrible finding my words, man. Possible attack, long range slap. He throws someone dismembered arm at you. Yeah, and on hit it, making the slapping sound. That sounds very. I don't know if we want to go that dark. Just throwing off dismembered arms. Brutes are brutish. They have small brain. Yeah. But he's even despite his small brain, he still has a commander type vibe about him. I think that's interesting. Okay. Nope. Okay, maybe stun attack. Yeah, some stun attack could be cool. But I'm thinking instead. I'm not thinking in generic terms. Though. I'm thinking of like, what does he do? Like, how does he attack specifically? What about his attacks make him stand out, other than just he stuns people? Like the whole throwing enemies at each other thing, the horn charging, like technically that's just a move towards player, but at really fast speed. But you know, if he lowers his horns and does it, that makes it interesting. He could look. Wait, what? He would look. What? How would he look with fingers? This is a cartoon type style, Marrero. I didn't even draw leaves on my trees. It's very little. In fact, speaking of which, I'm thinking about changing the grass thing here. I don't know. Brutes are people too. Brutes can be doctors and mages if they want to be. There you go. Like I said, I really like the idea of like a brute summoner. So I think that could be an interesting combination. So that looks like he's throwing his arm forward. That arm might be too far. Might need to round this out a little bit. Get rid of that a little bit. Also, that's a really big head. I had a lot of tweaking. That head is such a weird shape. And maybe because we're not rounding it here. Something like that. Maybe he shoots lasers from his eyes. Mage Brute? No, this is not a Mage Brute. We can do a Mage Brute later. This is an actual, like, genuine Brute. Alright, and I'm thinking he's probably going to have more of a, I don't know. What about this kind of skin color? I'm thinking more greenish, like a, let's see, like a pale green maybe. We don't want it to blend with the grass though. We'll keep him human skin color for now, because that's fine. But it's not going to be his true skin. Just stick with horns. Lanky Brute has no muscle mass. What are you talking about, Marrero? He's beefy. He's massive. What do you mean he has no muscle mass? I think you're messing with me, man. He shouts and jumps around, bringing scaly reinforcements from the forest. Could do. Like I said, though, like, I don't want him to try and, like, he is perfectly confident in taking on the player by himself. Like, it's smaller enemies that try to get his attention. Like, if he sees the player, he don't care to get anybody else's attention. Like he ain't gonna try to do any kind of alert thing or anything. He just says, "I've got this." He's got that. That's the kind of attitude he has. So I want to make sure. I want him to be perceived as confident. Let's see. Reminds me of a greater demon from RuneScape. I didn't play much of RuneScape, so no, I don't know what that is. Give him one of those leather straps around his chest instead of a full shirt. That's what I'm thinking of right now, actually. Is what type of armor do we want to give this guy? I'm thinking primitive armor. He could have a big jaw with the angle. Yeah, I do want to fix that. Not right now. I mean, we'll poke at it a little bit while I'm thinking about the armor. It's actually not too bad, I don't think. It could be she, the brute from Minotaur Grandmother. We could do she brute. We're going to do this one now, but that's a possibility we could do. I think that could be interesting, a little she brute. No shirt, just some pants skirt thing and maybe some armor on his arms. I like that. I like that. Let's try that. So, we don't want it to look like a caveman. So I'm thinking some kind of like leather strapped type thing. And then maybe we go skull pauldrons. It'll be funny with the undead version, because the undead version will have skulls on his bones. For armor, he should have a shoulder pads with strapped to his waist. Yeah, that's what we're thinking of. Some kind of pauldrons. Maybe Roman centurion skirt, like a, sounds fancy, like the red ones, isn't that what it is? I'm thinking something more primitive. Let me actually do this on a separate layer. We'll start a group. Father of Lafo? No, this is a beast. It's not his actual skin color when we're done with it. It's just placeholder. This is more of a beast-like character though. Like a troll type thing. Maybe some kind of belt. He's just got skulls all over him. Just skull on his crotch. This guy's weird. Let's see. Other way. Let's see. A quilt. A manly man skirt. I'm thinking leather. Where did you learn to do pixel art? Only practice, if so, what software other than Sprite? Sprite. It's the only thing main thing I've used. The main thing, if you're trying to avoid the cost, but you can, well, you're not going to like my answer, but you can compile it for free though. Like if you go through all that process. Community's pretty familiar with all that, from what I understand. But there's information in the description. But I learned practice, yes, but Pixel Logic was where it really clicked with me. The book. I think we're going to have to redo that horn. I don't like it. Okay, back to this. And we still don't know. It's a good thing I checked that. Probably do the darker color here. Yep. Like that. And then the lighter color up here again. He's just the worst, apparently. Just collects all these skulls to keep on his... What color did I... I'll probably use the black here. Speaking of which, I'm thinking of changing my outline color to like dark purple or something. I was playing around with it earlier, but I didn't settle on anything. The enemy is muscular towards the chest and has a focus at the head. So focusing on this. I focus on punching, lifting. The legs are big, but do not seem to be the focus, not quick. Yeah. Why is Flappy Bird in description? I don't know why YouTube keeps linking Flappy Bird. I didn't select the game. It's probably because I picked a game category, but I didn't pick a game, and I guess they're just guessing. But it's like, come on now, YouTube. I'm gonna have to change it, I guess. I don't know what other category I could fit in. It's just funny that they just pick a random game to give you. Nice amount of likes. Well, thank you. I haven't seen them. I'm surprised as long as it took us to do that silhouette. Oh, that's the 69. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Did you write a Patreon post about the tile map loading and unloading bit? You did? I was very curious about learning more about that. Well, I mean, I made a post talking about it. I had to make a post explaining the code or anything, because I'm still working on that. It's still in the process. Usually, if I do anything Patreon like that where I share the code, I'll wait until I'm comfortable enough to share the code. Right now, that was just more of a proof of concept type thing. Oh, those eyes are going to be terrible. I hate doing diagonal eyes. Okay. This ain't too bad. Let's get rid of this. Let's redo this horn. Now that we have a different shaped head and things are a little bit different. Okay, and this one I don't like either. But the way it is, it's difficult because I need to tweak this a good bit. Is the outline on the right side of the head looking a little too straight, or is it just me? Yeah, it is. Looking a little too straight. Looking a little... Let's do this. Oops. Something like that. Might also bring that in a little bit. I'll have to deal with that a little bit. It looks like it's a little too far. Okay. That's not too bad. Skulls need touching up, but that's just getting an idea down. Is that really the color? No. Gotta switch to this layer. About to say that it make too much sense. And I hate diagonal art. Pixel art's the worst. What if the horns are from the skull he's wearing on his head? Like a horn, like a Huion? Well, he's not, like, the horns probably look weird right now because he's humanoid. Like, he's very human looking. He's not going to look human here in a second. The general, like, he's supposed to look like a troll or something. I just got the skin as placeholder. So we'll worry about that when we get to that point. If it doesn't look right at that point, then we'll worry about it. Okay, let's do a little bit of shadow here. Try to make it look like his arms are in front of him. And a bit of chest here. No, it's terrible. Man. Minotaur, but like, wait, see, a nose horn instead of side horn sounds cool, to be honest. I tried a nose horn and wasn't too keen on it. Let's get his face going. Before we do that, I guess we should get some color going. Like, get his proper color going. He looks like a demon. Should have crimson colored skin. Ooh, we could do that. Cause that's kind of what I'm going for, sort of demonish. Demon could work. I don't know that I want to go like full demon though, because would demon be too much given that we have a very undead theme? I want that to sort of stand out, and I worry that having demons would sort of lessen that. So that's something to consider with. Red seems a little too much. We could try desaturated red. We can play around with it. We have to see what it looks like first. We always try it out and see what it looks like. So what I'm thinking, maybe a little more purplish. Oops. Hold on, let me fix my layer mess ups. And the horn too, I reckon. There we go. If you're going for undead, a sight 10 of green and blue could do the trick. We'll try that too. So let's try this. Now this is not the undead version yet. This is the very much alive version. But we're also going to do the undead version here in a bit. You don't think the red fits? I don't think it's too bad. We're tweaking a little bit. We'll see though. Like I said, we'll try a bunch of different things. One demon, one undead. Well, that's what I'm concerned about though. It's not bad, definitely. Yeah, it's not terrible. All right, let's try more. You said what is the suggestion? Try more leather. Wait, try more leathery brown. We'll try that one just 1 second. You said black. Wait, see. Tint of green and blue could do the trick. Okay. I'm thinking here. I don't want to do cyan though. Let's see. Looks magical. Looks cool. It's a goblin. It's not the worst idea. I'm not against it being a goblin looking thing. You could make him look bovine, like Minecraft guy would give it kind of brown with white spots. No, not trying to do a minotaur. I'm looking more towards orcish trolls type thing. Seems like an unfinished troll. That's okay, close to what we're doing then. Like a troll with a little, but with a little blue. So you want to try to go a little greener. Nope. We could tweak it so that it don't blend so much. It looks like Goblin Giant from Clash Royale. I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know. I like the dark green. Dark green's not bad. I think if we do some tweaks to it, it's not too bad. Making a demon ends being orc. We wasn't making a demon. We was actually trying to avoid making a demon. We're trying to make an orc or a troll. That is the goal. I still like the idea of these hiding in bushes. Could be interesting. What if he has a tattoo? We could do that. Might be a little too much detail, but certainly give it a look. Now, what was the other idea we had? Someone suggested something. More of a brownish. Let's try that. Like a leathery. Let's see. Can I post links for pics to help? I don't think YouTube will let you post the links, to be honest. A scar. Oh, a scar could be good. We're back to Minotaur. It does look like a Minotaur. Different color horns. What kind of horns are you thinking? This color helps stand out against the grass. Yeah. That is true. And we do want him to stand out because he's going to be pretty tough. Like, he may not, he's not going to be challenged, like overly challenging, but he's going to be one of the tougher enemies that you probably want to know about. You don't want to be surprising with his camouflage. Maroon? No, I want to avoid red, to be honest. Brown definitely gives Minotaur vibes. Yeah. It looks like a good base for brute variation enemies. Move the horns to his mouth and give him H, so he's a buff tarantula? No. Gray, blue. Makes me think of a stone golem. You got the Pixelogic book? Well, I hope it helps you, bud. It was pretty good. It helped me a lot. I like that color. Stone undead vibes. We're not going for stone or undead. And we don't want to go for stone because I do have ideas for golem enemies that I want to do with their own sort of character styles, and I want to save that for them. Real horns have a bit brown towards the base and slightly, well, we haven't touched the horns at all. The horns are just there right now. Right now we're trying to figure out what we want the skin to look like. We'll worry about the horns here in a little bit. He looks bad on the mini map in this color scheme. I think it's too much to the stones. I don't know what I want though, to be honest. If you don't use this skin tone here, save it for later. It looks great for something. I think it's really close to the rock here. Skin tone could be slightly more fleshy. Just a little lighter. But yeah, let's save it. Because it could be good. Save. There. What? Oh, the stone one? Well, wait, I don't want it, like, I don't want it to be stone looking. Because like I said, I do have plans for golems. Golems will use that color, probably. So I want to save that for them. I don't think any other characters have 3 color shadings. I'll have to look, except skeletons do. Let's try this out a bit, see what this gets us. It sort of clashes with the skull though, now that I see that. You like these colors? I think a Cyclops would look cool. Could try a Cyclops. Seeing as how nobody has eyes in their whites. That's gonna look. Certainly gonna be weird. How many eyes? We're fiddling around. That's the whole part of this process, is sort of figuring out what we want. Let's see. Weapon? Well, I'm not sure. Not sure. One big sans eye. I don't know what that means. What if we put his eyes close together? No, we need to give him a running thing we have, which sort of a little sad now that I think about it. A running thing we have is that enemies have eyebrows. So let's see, my god is cute. I'm cool with that. Like I said, that's sort of the style I'm going for with this game. Is cute and not cute. I like the dual nature of that. So silly. Yeah, I'm thinking Big Joe. Reminds me of Olafo. I think we'll bring us in here to separate that out. Looks like a dinosaur. Of pelican fangs. Let's tell you what. Let's try to get rid of these. Now that we have the face down, we can try to try to do tusks again. is that white? We don't want to do white. I think I was using white before. It looks so weird without the horns. The chin looked like the nose, which is much better. Kind of reminds me of Captain Gantu from Lilo and Stitch. It's been so long since I've seen that. I don't know who that is. Big horns. It was like father to me. You like the horns? We can try both. I kind of like these tusks. If I'm being honest. We'll try the horns though. I think I might have just liked it because of the... Let's see. Let's bring this in a little bit. Maybe one more. Nothing too much of Machamp without the horns. Sure. It looks awesome. Now that's the jawline. What do y'all think of that? I think that... Possible lower the mouth. I mean, we could, but where's the fun in that? No, I like the higher up jaw. I think it adds character to him. Let's try this though. Also, we don't need this. Is there some lore behind this guy? Or are we just drawing as we go? We're just making it up as right now. We can make lore for him later. Mouth looks a bit like a frog. Looks good though. I'm cool with that. Let's see. Is he friends with birds? Is that a reference I get? It kind of looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't see it. I'm pretty happy with it though. I like that. I think this is a little too much. Too much contrast. I feel like he has a white belly. What do y'all think of that? Alright, let's see. Have a yellow tint here. Probably something darker. No longer looks like orange after you fix the mouth. Okay. Add flower on horn. Why would we want to add a flower to the horn? Maybe have like 1 in 1,000 of it spawning in purple like Thanos. I'm trying to get sued. Will he have a weapon or just charge attack? I'm thinking he'll probably have maybe a weapon. Maybe it could be modular. One of the things I really liked about Dragon's Dogma, one of my favorite RPGs, just for the combat. The story is terrible, but is the Cyclopses in there? Like they can have the weapons and then you can shoot it out of their hand, all that fun stuff. I think that'd be, that's something we could do here. I think that'd be cool. It would mean breaking up the sprite, maybe. Because we'd want the weapon to be separate from it. But we'd want it to be under the hand, but over the body. So we won't have to separate the sprite into pieces. What weapon? We don't know yet. We're still talking about that. It does kind of look as if you could whack a weapon out of his hands. I think that'd be a cool mechanic. I think it would be nice. Okay. Not too bad. I like him. I like him. I like him. Okay. Now for the undead. Well, we need to fix this. No. What do you... Oh. No. Not the continuous. Just that. I don't think it's going to stand out as the skull, though, but we'll fill with that later. It's not important right now. And then we need to touch up that skull. It looks like garbage. But that's the whole point. Like, when we do these things, we're just trying to figure out concepts. Like, that's good enough. We can move on. We have an idea for what this guy looks like. Now it's time for the undead version, which is what you'll be fighting in the demo, hopefully. Looking good. Well, thank you. Think it could have massive ham? That's actually that's a funny idea. I'm gonna jot that down. Maybe not every time, but that's an idea. Let's see. Massive ham as weapon. Thank you. Thank you for the idea. Maybe a hammer with AoE damage and the charge attack. We could have different types of weapons. That'd be cool. A hammer would be nice. Oh, let me do this right quick because this is going to bother me. That's fine. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, who's cursed dreamer in this? You will find out. I haven't, that will be as part of the story. Oops. I just accidentally stripped him down. Alright. So, undead version. Oh, that skull. The skull's gonna be funny. A little bubble. Oh. He could have ham and it could be called Hammer. It could be called Hammer. Have you watched Ryan George? That little skit? A hammer. What is that sandwich you're eating? Oh man. Let's see. Game gets better and better. I'm impressed. Well, thank you. Time to get out the bones. Time to get the bones. Let's see. Oh man. Oh, also that shadow's wrong, but we'll fix that later. Alright, so we have the skelly here. We have the white highlights with the whitish highlight. I love Ryan George, he's hilarious. They're outlined on the bottom of the feet. Yeah. The way I do outlines is I don't outline things that touch the ground. Broke horn. Could do broke horns. Let me jot that down. We could do that on the skeleton. Ooh. Very skinny bones. Can't wait to play it with. Thank you. Very. I'm about to ban you, dude. Further about in the skull, please. Yes, we need to. I don't know how yet, but he's gonna have a big jaw, big bone jaw. I'm sensing a stringy French mustache. What are you sensing that for? Okay. A hammer. Oh man. Oh, that needs to be a weapon in the game. Sorry, Ryan George, but we're still in that. What is that? Ham Hock? Like H-O-C-K? Are you an artist or a programmer by default? I am a programmer. I wouldn't even consider myself an artist. I just, if I do things long enough, like, how long have we been going? I guess it's probably about an hour. An hour and a half. Hour and a half, and we have this one guy. I'm a terrible artist. But if you do stuff long enough, you can figure it out. So, let's take a quick break, though. Sort of chat with y'all. Stretch out. Looks cool. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with him. The chest looks weird too now. There's all sorts of stuff that needs tweaking. No coffee time. That would take too long to make. We're just sort of sit out here and chat for a bit. While I think. Okay. So we're going to probably preserve the skulls things because that's going to be hilarious. Probably the whole armor bit. Armor bit still needs touching up too. That's like, this is just concept. We'll polish him up later. You should make his mama boss, who is way bigger. For you learn pixel art looks up. I learned by practicing and pixel art logic. There's a link to it in the description. It's a fantastic resource. The hammer could have with meaty ham. An undead hammer would just be a bone. Yeah. Oh man, you're gonna make it to where we have to have a hammer of a hammer. Just for that joke. That would be fun, yes. If you go for the ham on the normal version, use the bare bones and the undead as a weapon. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. You should. Poor Truffles. Poor Truffles. You should find him in the dungeon, hugging a teddy bear, and he hides it when he sees you. Basically, it's a softly heart. I think we've played that card already with what is his name now? Teddy. There you go. All right, so let's get going. Let's do a new group with a new layer. All right. So we want the same jaw, same posture. Let's take this guy. I'm going to duplicate this layer. And we'll flatten it. Nope, just the group. Did you get rid of that? Oh, there's the group. Okay. Can we duplicate? Can we flatten this? No? Okay, we'll just do this then. Merge down. There we go. And this will be our reference. Get that going up there. Perfect. Get rid of that. All right. What if he's partying in the dungeon together with the rest of his club? Do you think boots would be better than making the poor lad walk around barefooted? Yeah, I forgot about the boots. Let's do a quick sketch of the boots, because I think that could be interesting. Okay. Do a quick sketch, just to sort of see what that would look like. Oops. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. Alright. The trouble with boots is that if we do them, it looks weird being flat with his feet. But if we give him proper feet, he's gonna stand out from everybody else. But I think if I were to do boots on him, I would want to give him toes. So I don't know. We'll have to see. So back to this. We want to take. Is there a way to silhouette this easily? Can we go? There we go. Let's get rid of the shadow. See, look at that silhouette, man. That is a badass. Let's see. I like the stub feet? Yeah, I like the stub feet too. That silhouette, man. I didn't know it looked like that. That looks pretty epic, I think. I'm pretty happy with that. Who's that Pokemon? Let's get rid of this guy. Like, that looks crazy. Looks like some demon overlord thing. A challenger approaches. There you go. All right. So, Skelly. What I should do is get rid of the outline so I don't draw over top of it. And so I can fill in the outline later. So let's go back a step. And get rid of this as well. Here. And then we'll do that. Alright. So that way we can alpha lock here. Do y'all know of a way to alpha lock a layer without having to select it in A-Sprite? Because that would be really nice. Complete chat. He looks pretty dang epic with the silhouette. I'm pretty, really happy with that. I mean, granted, it looks like some sort of demon overlord with the silhouette. Whereas here, not as much. Just, I don't know. But still looks like an epic silhouette. So, Skelly. No, wrong layer. You are done, Shadow Minotaur. There you go. All right. Now, the fun part will be the bones, because they, I don't know my anatomy. Let's see. His elbows is about right here. I think we got to have now this don't have to be accurate, of course. We just sort of need to get an idea. Nobody's going to be sitting there that's not how that's supposed to look, but we do need to sort of have a... Let me get anatomy up. I posted a link with a bone minotaur with a black... Well, like I said, man. YouTube don't let you post links. What was I looking for? Oh, right. Anatomy. Progress. What are we talking about? Can we pull up Pinterest first? And then anatomy. Is there a certain word for it? Skeleton anatomy? A skeleton reference, probably. Okay. So yes, this looks like one big bone in the arm, the bicep. From what I'm looking here, seems to be about the case. Forearms have two. Sounds good. Now the thing is, I don't want to have to draw his fingers. What do y'all think about that? How do we want to go about doing the fingers? Maybe we give him gloves. Okay. Or we could just give him round pounds. I think I'm cool with that. Why are you not? Hero has no arms. We're way past an animal. And double crackers here. I told you, the hero, he lost his arm in an accident, and he uses his telepathic powers to manipulate its hands around his body. You could have some loose fingers, skull gloves. We're gonna try like a meaty, like not a meaty. Now I'm thinking about Jazz's game. What is it? That skull game he had. Something, meaty bones or something. The Skellies also lose their arms and use telepathy. That's correct. That's not canon, by the way. It's just a little joke I make about explaining why the player has no arms. Armored middies should work? Yeah. Let's figure something out. Okay. Now I'm thinking we still want to keep the silhouette, right? Like, what if we give him like this, like when the undead version? Well, like I said, I kind of want to. Well, I mean, the way this is looking, the undead version might be the more powerful one. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this becomes the boss. This might be the boss for the first dungeon. What do y'all think? Because he's looking pretty powerful. And then after that, like, you'll encounter a bunch of these. Green. Orc Chief. Well, he's not green. This is like the whole point of this was that, which I forgot to, we should show. The whole point of this was that we're making him, and then we're making an undead version. But he has no beefy muscle because he's a skeleton. I think it's good boss material. I think it's good boss material too. And this way we can save a bit of time. Oh, I moved my... There. Save a bit of time on the demo. Because it is coming up quick. Like, there's still a lot of work to do. And that demo is fast approaching. But I think we give him some kind of... like I said, he looks like a demon lord type thing. So I'm thinking maybe we give him some epic demon armor. And so you'll fight him here. Oh, this could be cool. Like, you'll fight him here, and he becomes like a boss. And then you meet the live versions, and they're sort of like the elite versions. And then later on, you can fight these again, and they become elite versions, but later on in the game, when you become stronger. Let's see. I'm just making him wearing one of those spirit Halloween skeleton costumes and face painted instead of actually being a skeleton. No, that's the whole... He's got to be a skeleton. That's the whole thing here. He is the undead version of this. Gots to be a skeleton. Ain't no way about that one. Ain't no alternative to that one. Let's see. But we're going to make him epic looking, I think. Because, I mean, that silhouette's pretty epic. I think we should sort of play into it. Give him some epic demon armor. Demon Lord style armor. Orc is undead type. Is it really? Are you sure? That don't seem right. I mean, he's not necessarily an orc. I don't know what he is, to be honest. I've probably called him an orc. But, I mean, canonically, he's probably... Like, I don't know what he is, to be honest. He's just a big dude. He's a brute. Okay, I'm just sketching it. This is very sketchy, by the way. That's not what this is supposed to actually look like. I'm just trying to get an idea for what we're going to be doing here. I'm thinking... looks like it does this. Oh no, the skull is jaw. Oh yeah, he's gonna keep that thing. So we'll have like... Okay, it needs to be higher up. When the hero defeats him, he loses his body and becomes a demon. No, I mean, when I say demon, I'm just talking about aesthetically. It's the look we're going for. He's not going to be a demon. Well, is this the reskin, or do you plan to add functionality to the skeleton version? There's going to be differences, yes. In fact, the skeleton is the main version. He's going to be the first one you encounter. And he's going to be a boss. Whereas this guy is just an elite. He's just going to be like an uncommon enemy. Okay, and I'm thinking, since he's more of like the commander type, we'll probably give him better armor. So I'm thinking we go like something like proper. For the bones. Our design looking sick, well, thank you. Probably. If you give the skelly more armor, you could do metal jaw. Interesting. Where's my... I forget what I'm using for metal. Is it this? We could do like metal tipped horns or something. But yeah, he's gonna have like, this guy could have like proper armor. Let me find a metal thing right quick. And the second stage, his pants get bigger. Well, this is actually the first stage. This is the first one you'll encounter, and he's meant to be a boss and everything. This is, even though he's not as big and bad. The idea was to do it the other way around, but I think we're gonna make him awesome. Red with gold armor. I was thinking gold. I think it would stand out. Maybe do we have... I'm still gonna grab the metal right quick though, while I'm thinking about it. Because we're gonna play around with different things, see what we want. Alright, so if we load the default palette, our metals is this one, which is not in the list. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go ahead and add that then. Okay. But how is he rich? Well, I mean, this is the undead army. When you have an undead army, you can afford anything. He's a commander in the undead army. This guy, he's an authority type. How is the skull on the normal ogre held on its shoulder? Probably some leather straps or something. I like the red with the white and black. Well, the black is just our reference outline. It's probably not going to stay. Okay, so yeah, we got this. We'll do some kind of chest pauldron thing. Note for the future, metals react with bones, such as gold giving a green tint to them. This could be interesting. Not concerned about how the realism of that, though. But that could be an interesting fact to consider. Oh, that's not. It can look a little feminine though. I think armor is a good idea. Yeah, I think the armor could be good. I don't have any references. I probably should look up here in a second. Look at some references. What kind of armor style do y'all think we should do? Yogg-Malum. Boss name could be Yogg-Malum. If you translate that from Latin English, you get yogurt. Is there a reason we want to call him yogurt? Seems a little random. Maybe this could be the summoner class. No, this is the brute class. Yeah, right. So Pinterest. What was I looking? What was I looking? What was I talking about? Oh, right. Armor references. So what kind of style armor? Brawler class. This version could be a little more intelligent. So he could be a little more sophisticated. Not saying he has to be, but that's an idea we could play with. Like joining the undead army, sort of. They give him classes on how to be a better warrior. Oh. No, we're not adding it. There will be minions summoned for other things. This is not the one for it. Not my intentions for this guy in particular. Also, I'm using a lot of this highlight. This is supposed to be the sort of highlight. Well, not really. It's not really good for highlighting. Well, if you created Spriggans in the forest, we do need to do. I need to look up some forest stuff since I'm wanting to do a lot of foresty things. This is just bigger. Well, if you create Spriggans in the forest, like female ones that are meant to be beautiful, and they can become a legend, the villagers able to be good or evil, or there could be both types. I'll take a look into that. Oh, that metal doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very metally. I'm guessing because the highlight's not good enough. The ogre shall not summon. They shall not. Alright, so armor references. That's kind of interesting. Tattered Brigadine. I don't know what that is. What? I was thinking more platish, kind of something like this. Maybe something like that. Something like this. I don't want like a really big full set of armor. This is pretty nice. Okay. So if we have it instead of having a, it'll fix the whole issue that I had with that too. This is why you use references. They teach you a lot of things. Pinterest, the place for design references. It's a beautiful thing. I love Pinterest. Love Pinterest, man. Because anytime you find something you like, you can just pin it. And I've got like pins for all kinds of pixel art. Anytime I need inspiration, I just go and look at my boards. Instant references. Give him like a plate mail crop top. What are you talking about? Them bones are strong enough to hold armor? I would imagine so. ArtStation is really good for inspiration because only professional artists post there. Oh, I will take a note of that. I've heard of that before, but I've never used it. And that's something I've been trying to find, because as much as I like Pinterest, you find a lot of not the art that I'm looking for, if that makes sense. So I'm going to check that out later. Because especially if I'm trying to find pixel art. Like I would love to have just like a pixel art specific Pinterest, because trying to find pixel art references on Pinterest is sometimes just the biggest hassle. Alright. 100 people watching now, 100 likes, nice, thank you. People like when we do the character streams, like anytime we do NPCs or enemies and stuff like that, we usually get a good bit of viewers. That's why I like to do them every now and again. Keeps my motivation up. Oh, man. Because I think for the past two weeks, we've been doing art, like environmental art stuff, and that one, it's a lot slower than these, so it's hard to get a good audience going for it. But it's still work that needs to be done. It's work that I try to do on my own though, because it's something that takes such a long time, especially for me. Like I don't have a lot of experience with that kind of thing, so it takes me forever just to draw a tree. Like I spent all day yesterday, all day, the entire day, from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, drawing trees, and I drew 4. A little about Google for images for inspiration. Google is good for low quality stuff. If you want stuff that doesn't depress you about how good everybody else is, use Google Images. You'll get like really low quality stuff, which is interesting. I mean, like I will actually use it. Like if I want something really simple, then I will look up a Google. Like if I want a more real simple cartoon style, the Google is actually really good for that, because you'll get low quality stuff, and it's good for that, finding that kind of thing. But if you want like a more polished thing, Pinterest is usually pretty good for that. Okay, now I'm thinking more cloth too. Can we maybe dangle some cloth here? I think for pixel art, so that's probably pixel joint. I tried pixel joint, I think, and it was one of them in particular. It was hard to find anything. Like, I don't know. It's like hard to find what I wanted specifically, like search term wise. I'm thinking it was pixel joint, but I could be wrong. Pixel art for a gallery, not that bad either. It might have been that one then, because I think it was sort of gallery based. It was like searching wise, it was difficult. But for gallery stuff, that would be good. Like if you just want to browse, it's probably good for that. The red looks a little weird. Why so? We could try a different red. It is the player's red, I think. Something to consider. I'm wanting it to look a little commanding, though. Like, this guy is not messing around. Too bright? Okay. I just took that because it was already there. So we could lower that saturation down a bit. Too much. To orange. What do you think of that? Pretty swag. Looks like, well, I mean, you know, it was still a work in progress. The colors take time to pick. What do you think of it now, though? Let's see. Say mostly talent. There's lots of really good ones, but there's much better. I'll check out the platforms here. I'm pretty sure we're going to keep going with the red, but I did plan to sort of tweak the red later on. That was just something I grabbed from there. All right, let's get some eyes on this filler. All right. Maybe yellow. Yellow is sickly and aggressive color. We could try it. I don't see yellow as aggressive though. Kind of like the red though, but I'm up for trying everything. But I really don't see red as aggressive. I mean, yellow as aggressive. I think I'll go with red. More hollow eye. I think we should go with a bigger eye. Oops. What if... No. We do have bigger eyes for the skellies. Yellow is a flashy, bold color. Looks like sunglasses. Glowing eyes. Didn't we do that with the other skeletons? Hold on. Let me look here. I think it would be this one. No, not that one. This one. No, that's the current one. That's the exterior. That's not enemies. Hold on. We'll get there. This one. Yeah. We did this. Oh, we tried to smoke around the eyes before. I wasn't too keen on that. We tried it with the these ones actually. I think it was him specifically. I think I'm going to bring this up. You have to say you prefer non-scaly version. Well, we're going to use both of them, but I like them both, to be honest. I like them both. Besides, we're still working on this guy. He's still very much in concept mode. It's very sketchy. Fabric is not something I'm going to spend too much time on. It's not something I have a lot of experience with, so it's something I will do off camera probably. We're just going to get a basic shading done. Then I can touch it up later. Maybe a gold arm... Ooh, an armband maybe. I don't know how that would stay on his arm though. Maybe we'll grab some of this, just sort of like a reminiscent of who he was type thing. Still have that like connection to who he was before he died. Alright. What weapon will he have? We've been talking about all kinds of different weapons he could have. We're not sure. One of the funny ones was someone suggested a hammer that is in ham hock. And the live version would get like a proper ham hock, where the undead version would get just a bone. Just murder. Why? Are you talking about the bone thing? Because he's undead. It's just a little joke. Ability-wise, he could dash with horns and do knockback days, etc. I think that's the plan. Someone had mentioned him doing a sort of charge attack with some stuns. If you give the alive one an idle animation, he could chew on the weapon. I like that. Now, it's going to be weird. Well, I guess we could say that it's all the bit part is behind the camera. That's pretty good though. Oh, make it a bard. The buff bull plays the fiddle. No, this is a brute. He's supposed to be brutish. The monster throws other small skeletons at the players. Yeah, that's an idea. It's not guaranteed that we'll do, but it's a funny idea. Let's see. At least one of them needs a beard. Well, let's see. Let's grab. Where'd the player go? I don't think we'll do it, but we'll see what it looks like. Ugh. The undead version in the dungeon or the forest? The undead version will probably be in the dungeon. Now, that's not to say, like, I haven't decided on what the dungeon is exactly. So it could be, like, it could not, maybe the dungeon is not, doesn't have to be an interior type thing. So it could just be like a point in the forest, and the forest being the dungeon. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it's not. It's still all concept stuff. Just some ideas I've got. We'll have to see what it looks like when we get to that point. If you let's see, if you give the alive one a normal beard, you could give the skeleton one a beard of mouse. Good. Don't know that we're gonna do the beard though, but it is a funny thought. We're gonna see what this guy looks with it now. I personally think. What about chops? I personally think it's got a little too much going on. I think he's unique enough without needing the facial hair, and I think it probably sort of robs some of his character from it. But it is a funny thought. Can you give him an outline now? I can't focus on the contrast, and it's really bugging me. I can. I was wanting to save it because because I hadn't really laid out everything, but I think we're getting to a point where it should be fine. Just this one? Okay. I have to do that an even darker shade. Because I want that to look like it's behind. Oops. Kind of looks like his stance, kind of almost horse-like. It's weird, like a minotaur. But special attacks. Oh, I don't know what attacks it's gonna do just yet. Everybody's been throwing ideas, but I ain't really settled on what I want him to do yet. Let's see. Are you going to put another insignia on the undead kilt? We could. You got any suggestions? Sideburns could be an Easter egg or a rare encounter. That's actually a good idea. I think we might do that. SMG, hi, howdy. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Considering it's a skeleton, the only bardly item I can see him trumpet. Not a bard. This is a brute. He is a brute. It's a brutish brute. This gold needs more contrast around the mouth. Agreed. Kind of looks clownish now, though. If we... I think this color might be clashing too much with it, with everything. Wish I was this good at art. I don't know what to talk about, bud. Just noticed I asked my question when I wasn't watching live. Did you draw one on the left, or is that a reference? I drew the one on the left. Maybe an X on the jaw. Why would we put an X on the jaw? Let's see, what color did we go here? We still got this one. That kind of looks like sideburns. For attacks, this could be a charge stun, an AoE slam it down for the weapon hammer. Probably. But chops and a ham hock. I did not realize that play. Oh man, that's pretty good. If we do like the secret, the ham hock has a secret part, then he has to have the mutton chops. Like he gets you get both. Let's see. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with this guy. It's a little... Still needs a lot of stuff though. Like... He's gonna need a lot of touch-ups. Probably gonna take me a few weeks to get him where I want him to be. But he's not too bad. You should have some background music on your streams. It doesn't have to be loud or great, just something. Maybe. I have to do it in such a way that I can't hear it, because that kind of thing distracts me. And personally, in my opinion, I've always just figured, like, if I'm watching someone stream, I never really much cared for it, because I can pick my own music. But I get asked that a lot, so it's just something to consider. Will you do music for the game? Yes. I'm currently spending about like an hour a day practicing music. Composition. I'm still terrible at it, but we're getting there. Ugh. So, studying music theory and all that fun stuff. What program do you use to make music? I use FL Studio. And I have a little keyboard here. I bought this a long time ago, though. I suggest a computer on a keyboard if you're trying to make music instead of just clicking on the little piano thing. It's a lot easier if you can play it and sort of hear how the notes sound and all that fun stuff. Music score. I tried that. It's pretty good. It's really good, especially if you, I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of, if you know how to read music and want to learn that kind of thing. I love design. Wish I could do pixel art or any form of art. Just practice, you can do it. I have faith in you, bud. I've been trying to use Milky Tracker, but I'm horrible at it. I've never heard of that. I like the color and the shapes. Really like the bear. Thank you. So the ogres get stun resistance. Probably. Otherwise, you could stun lock them. Because you can stun lock, as of right now, you can stun lock everything. Skellies and Sprouts. Well, Skellies and Sprouts are the only main enemies that are implemented. There's some other ones that I haven't added to the devlogs because I haven't animated them. But so I need to get that going. But yeah, we'll have to figure that out because I don't want you stun locking these guys. So we'll have to figure out some way around that. And it'll probably be stun resistance. However, they'll probably still have knockback, maybe. I feel like they probably still need that. Well, maybe not. Depends. Let's see. Can you stream beats for free copyright free music? I'll have to take a look at it. Alright. I like this. Maybe don't show this. Just imply. Can we get away with that? It looks weird. What if we just do this? Wait, what color do we have here? Probably what this color is. Nope. Use this one. I don't like how this looks though. The color. Unless I can go with a darker color in here. Might do that. Can we? Yeah, we got this. And then we can go with this one here. That's what that looks like. Let's see. Where are you gonna stream? Steam will be where I publish the game. Will you make the weapons? Not like you're talking about this stream right now, no. In fact, we're probably just about to call it. I'm over 2 hours. Usually I do these for about 2 hours. Oh. So I think I'm just about to call it myself. Oh. Oops. So if you got any suggestions, now would be the... Well, you can also join our Discord. We have a channel specifically for suggestions. Okay. Not too bad. His arms look a little weird. Probably throwing a bit of shadow here. His armor looks like he is a knight in the 1960s. That's fine with me. I mean, not 1960s, but 1600s. How do you plan to market your game besides devlogs and YouTube? Various things. I've been posting about it on Twitter. I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter when I do the demo, probably. And then that's mostly it. Try to do the broken... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Which one do we want to do that for? I probably want a darker color here. That it does. Probably the shading. Shading's a little different. It's also close. Oh, just now realized we were relying on that a lot. We'll figure that out later there. I just jumped in and man, this looks amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you. Let's see. And welcome to the stream. Actually, we just... Let's see. Those enemies are sick and oh, that's what right there. Thank you. The head looks too fleshy right now. What do you mean fleshy? I think this looks weird, but I don't know what to do about it. What if? What is this? Could probably make it look more bony. Yeah. Good, everybody enjoyed the seconds I was able to watch. Well, thank you for popping in. Maybe teeth will make it a little more skeletal. Maybe. Okay, hold on. But a nose cavity. Oh, true. Yeah. I agree. All the skeletons already in the game missed the jaw. I think the jaw is going to be what kind of defines him, though. Like, he'd look silly without a jaw. This is awesome. Well, thank you. He looks like he's going to eat me. He might just. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to touch up? Put a crack on the jaw. What's that? Ooh. Come on, do that. Let me raise it up a bit. Oh, excuse me. I think his legs are too thin. Look a little feminine. So I think we need to go down here. Why is there a horn shadow on the broken horn? It's because that's the. Well, I have an outline reference. Before I just copied that guy, but I haven't replaced it. We could do that right quick. We could go drop that opacity. Start working on replacing this. Set up. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Can we? I don't like how this looks. No better. Maybe a bit darker shadow under the chins. The previous ones just blend together. Maybe. Epic pixel art, well thank you. How you choose the colors for the art? A lot of practice. Lots of practice. Usually what I do is I'll pick a color that I want. I'll bring this up just towards the middle to get a better idea. So like say if I wanted to pick grass. I know I tend to like my grass a little bluish. And then I like to have good saturated colors. So I try for grass, like I try to go a little less than half saturated, and then just find a good color. Boop. Like say if I wanted to pick this blue here, I'd find a good blue. And then for stuff like this, I tend to go desaturated. Like for things that I don't want to have a lot of attention on, I go for desaturated colors that I don't want the viewer to sort of see. That's why the red's a little more saturated. Blue's very desaturated. Lots of little tricks you learn just by doing over and over and finding things that you like. This is looking less like cloth and more like pants. It wasn't intended to. It's supposed to look more like draped. Something that's draped over him, but that's no longer the case. But hey, good enough. I think that's gonna be it. Oh, so yeah, there we go. We have the ogre, which we'll go ahead and get rid of that and then we have the undead version of the ogre. He looks less top heavy now that I think about it. I might broaden his chest up a bit, particularly in this area right here. These are really cool designs. Well, thank you. I think they look really good. Let's get him next to the player. Get an idea what they look like. So yeah. Oh, I did. Thank you. There we go. So yeah, let's see. And this is weird too. Something like that. I don't know. I'll fix it later. Okay. Good luck animating the guy. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be one of the toughest animations. So yeah. But it'll make for a good video. I got to prototype the boss AI first. So I'm probably going to have a discussion with the Discord about what kind of AI stuff we want and prototyping it and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank y'all for showing up. And y'all take it easy.